Andre Wade was just released. Once again, come to just talk about my story, start my story. I'm gonna start my story today. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do a video now, and then I'm gonna do a video later. But tonight, right now, I'm gonna start my story. You know, I'm gonna start when I was 5 years old, just to show you some things that had taken place in my life. My mother had a friend, was her best friend, and her friend had a son, and his name was Tremel. This was before I was born. Okay, this was before I was born. Skipped to 5 years old. But he ended up drowning in a pool. And he died. Well, my mother, being that was her best friend, and when she got pregnant, she wanted to name the boy after me. Me after him, which his name was Tremel, which is how I end up with my middle name, Tremel. And because my father wanted to name me Andre, so they decided to just make my middle name Tremel. So as time went on, me being born and all, when I was about 5, we stayed over there out in the Wild Wild West, off of Yellowstone. And man, I was something else. They called me Little Man. I was so bad at 5 years old, and I was running with a gang of kids, but I used to do a lot of things on my own. That's why they called me Little Man. And every day I used to get up and I used to cook my own eggs. I'd get a chair and put it up to the stove and scramble some eggs. And I would go out to the pool every morning. I would do this here. I'd sit on the bank and I would just sit there and I would sing to myself and just put my feet in the pool and just, you know, enjoy. I was the only one in the pool. I was the only one there. So I decided to get in the water this time. So I got in the water and I was holding on to the bank. So, and I'm just singing and going on, and I felt the bottom. So I kind of went out a little bit. So next thing I know, I went out a little bit too far and I couldn't feel the bottom no more. The bottom left up from up under me, left my feet, and I just went to drown. I mean, I was just a drowning. I was drinking so much water. I was out of there. I drank so much water and I lost all my breath. I couldn't, my wind, I couldn't go no more. And I was going deeper and deeper. And all of a sudden, I just sank to the bottom of the pool and just sat down in the bottom of the pool. And all of a sudden, I seen feet. They was paddling in the corner of the deep water, and they was paddling. I seen the feet. So something just came up in me, and something just gave me the strength, and the wheel just started swimming to them feet. I was swimming to those feet. And I say, well, when I grabbed them feet and I pulled up on that guy back, he say, man, where you come from? I say, man, take me to the 3 feet, man, take me to the 3 feet. And he took me to the 3 feet. And I got up on the bank. I was so full of water. And I was sitting on the bank. And I looked up. It wasn't nobody in the pool but me. I was the only one in the pool. Something spiritual happened that day. My life was saved. And my life was saved for a reason. But a disaster was coming. A disaster was coming and I didn't even know it. The little kids I was running with, they used to have like a little water thing at the church, behind the church. And we knew where some puppies was. And I went and got the puppies. And I drowned all the puppies. I drowned them. And then I blamed it on another guy. I named on another kid, and we beat the kid up. Strange thing was about to take place in my life that wasn't right, that wasn't good. Some strange things took place as I got older. In 1972, we moved to this neighborhood. I grew up in 3rd Ward and I grew up in Sunnyside, and after that we moved to Alameda Plaza. My father allowed us to pick the house because they just was building our Pearl homes, and we could have moved into a 2-story home, but he allowed us to choose, so we choose this house in Alameda Plaza because the yards were so big. But being kids, everything looked big when you were a kid, but they was pretty big backyards and big front yards. So we got ourselves, and this is where we ended up growing up. But growing up in Alameda Plaza, and it was a lot of white folks over here then. Some blacks, but a lot of white folks. And on my street, 2700 block, every kid that came down that block had to fight me. I was a fighter. I fought every kid that came down Monticello. If they was on a bike, I took them off the bike. They had to fight on that street. I was the oldest in my family, the oldest boy. So I had to protect my 2 sisters and my younger brother. And come to find out, when I was going to elementary, I knew I had a temper. And I used to fight everybody. Everybody that wanted to fight or thought they could fight, I was ready to fight. And I was gonna fight them. But that's just a little something to start on. This is Andre Wade with Just Release. And the next time I come back, this is where I start off. Until Andre Wade with Just Release.